How y'all doing? Quick update on the whole thing around the US Open, LIV Golf, Performance 54, and the power grab by Saudi Arabia. All these aforementioned um, LIV Golf, Performance 54, the whole power grab over the PGA of America, the USGA getting caught up with the US Open, the explosion of just negative and positive PR and the press going headhunting. You've got LIV Golf spending $200 million here, there, everywhere, buying players, owning players. Phil Mickelson, Bryson, Reed, the others that they've got as well. Money no object. Rumours are saying there's 500 billion in the Saudi Arabia Sports Development Fund. The tournament's off to a start. There's going to be 8 events. The first one was held at the London Club, and the likes of all these YouTubers are taking a little back foot stance. There's Rick there, who's with Performance 54, a Saudi Arabian company, sports management backed, sports washing, some might say. This power grab has taken them a while to develop. There's James Robinson as well, Performance 54. Pete Finch, Performance 54. Jazzy Golfer, Performance 54. The power grab for this media frenzy has been slowly developed over years so that they've got to this point where the tip of the iceberg is looking quite small, but underneath the iceberg it's enormous. Or just how deep is this hole that golf finds itself in? If you've got, as Justin Thomas quite rightly said in a press conference, everyone has a price. It's a bit like the Woody Harrelson and Robert Redford movie, Indecent Proposal, where he offers his girlfriend $1 million to have one night with him. The premise being, I don't know if it's to sleep with him or not. I think in the film they made a big deal of that aspect, but I think it was just to spend one night with him. Whether it led to that or not, anyway, get the gist. Everyone's got the price, and this whole thing where they are now like toe to toe with the PGA Tour. The PGA Tour has now banned all the players. The USGA, a US Open, has hinted that the players may not be eligible to play in next year's major. They only sort of decided at the last minute that they wouldn't do it, and it's been leaked or it's come out publicly. This is turning into a full-scale war. But what's most interesting about this whole thing is the likes of Pete Finch, James Robinson, Rick Shields. You've got James Wilkshire being drawn into it as well. He might well be getting a contractual thing out of this, we don't know, going around the world, filming all these things. That's great for him. But again, the question is all moral based, and can you look at yourself in the mirror and live with it? Now, I don't know if Rick Shields, especially, and James Robinson, because I've watched his videos too, Pete Finch has remained quite quiet. How can they sit on the fence on this when they're with P54, a sports management company owned and run by Saudi Arabian sports management companies, which is basically there for this master plan of sports washing, which they've been doing for years. They started with boxing, they went to Formula One, they've got the football, the World Cup, they're going for that, they've got everything like that in place, they've got Newcastle United, and now they're really gunning for golf. Now, there's rumours abound that maybe the DP World European Tour is looking to partner with the LIV Tour. If that happens, goodness knows what's going to happen. Because all these players aforementioned that have signed for LIV, European and USA, they are banned from playing in the Ryder Cup. So the Ryder Cup this year is going to be missing some huge names. Huge names. Now, from a fan's point of view, are we going to forgive them for that? Are we going to still... Well, of course we're still going to watch the Ryder Cup. It's the biggest tournament in golf. But you want to see your Phil Mickelson. You want to see your Dustin Johnson. You want to see your Bryson DeChambeau. You want to see all these great players playing for free. That's the thing. For free. The Ryder Cup is free. It's one-on-one match play or team match play. It's the purest form of golf. You're not going to be able to see that because LIV Golf has blown it out of the water and blown just about everything out of the water with like billions of dollars. And it's all right saying, yeah, it's okay. They're free agents. They can go wherever they want. They were asked questions on that press conference. You can Google it and watch these press conferences. Would you go and play golf for Putin if he put up $500 million? Would you go to Russia and play golf? They said that was a hypothetical question. Yeah, it's just a hypothetical question. That's hypothetical. There's no point in me answering that because it's hypothetical. Well, no, really, what they were saying was, well, if it was that much money, it goes back to Justin Thomas. Everyone has a number, a price. But then, here's where it gets really interesting. Everyone might have a number, a price. But one thing that money cannot buy is the history of the game. The greats that went before, the greats that stood on that tee, the greats that walked those fairways, the Ben Hogans, the Sam Sneads, the Arnold Palmers, the Jack Nicklauses, the sheer vaulted history of holding a trophy that you have managed to win with a 36-hole cut to a 36-hole finish. You've won this tournament. You're holding this physical object of a trophy with the history going back 100, 150 years of players who have been the greatest in the game, and you're adding your list into that legacy. Well, I'm sorry, but you ain't getting that on the LIV Tour. You're playing the same guys all the time, rotating it round and that. All these YouTubers that are ka-chinging or waiting to ka-ching in on this, you've got to ask yourself, money really, and life and everything has, like Rory put it well, if you base everything on money, your outcome is not going to be a good one. Because you hear about it all the time. Okay, not very often, but you do hear about it. You get all these people winning the Euro Millions and the millions and things like that, and their life turns into a living hell. They have never a moment's peace. They are securityed up and they just can't handle it and they blow it. They lose all that, like hundreds of millions of euros gone in like less than 5 years. And I mean, I just go on the end of this to say Brooks Koepka hit it best. You guys in the press are your own worst enemies because you just hammer this LIV thing, giving it feet, traction and legs in the middle of an US Open, the major of the year for everyone in America and all the American players. The press in a way shouldn't really bring these questions up in a major, or if they're gonna, pick a right time to do it. I mean, you're detracting from the whole experience of this, because a major is always set up to be the hardest test in golf. Look at LIV Golf, 54 holes, 18, 18, 18, no cut. Last guy gets $120,000. First place gets $4.5 million. And in between that, it's just a stream of money. I mean, you can see why, if you were in the twilight of your career, that would look quite attractive. But at the same time, you're not testing your game and you're just jumping on a bandwagon and taking a The basic thing is you're jumping on the bandwagon, you're taking a payday, so just admit it. Look, I've just gone there for the payday. Just say it, just come out with it. Ian Poulter, Lee Westwood, Oosthuizen, I mean, they went round the houses to, apart from saying that they're looking after their families, etc., and they'll do the best thing, da 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 da. But the thing is, the PGA Tour, because you've got to be an actual member of that tour, I think they're quite within their rights to do what they've done. Comment below if you agree with me or not. Thanks for watching.